From a business point of view, there are important business model innovations that are being developed and tested in Clusters 2.0. All the solutions developed in the project are also relying on a change or improvement of existing business models or even new business models. For example, we have a platform business model that's not an innovation per se in the Clux system, but the innovation is that the platform community is quite large in terms of different stakeholders being representative, so that represents a challenge because there are no, to our knowledge, such business models around. On the opposite side, the business model of an MLU is more traditional. It's a typical project implementation business where you actually act as a system integrator. But innovation there lies in changing the business model of the clients that are many, are different, are very large manufacturers or retail chains, and they have to involve all the logistics stakeholder in the supply chain to change the way goods are transported. That is a huge change. All these innovation will help to reach our project business objectives that are basically to create more growth through sustainability. That means by reducing emissions and consolidating cargo. Because at different levels, all these business models rely on collaboration between logistics stakeholders to group cargo and to better utilize the logistics resources. Clusters 2.0 living labs are producing important technical innovation, and they are testing this innovation in a real industrial environment. And that is per se an important business result because it allows us to collect data to test the business viability of these innovations. So we can, let's say, feed this data into the business models and see what changes are brought from a business point of view. Potentially there are some important business synergies between the different kinds of stakeholders that we have in Cluster 2.0. For example, we have users, we have port authorities, we have ICT companies and logistic companies. So they are part of synergy if we want to achieve the results of our project. That's in theory. Then in practice, when we go on the market, the actual commercial synergies have to be developed, and that's a different kind of story. We are pretty sure that there will be exploitation activities afterwards that will depend on the type of partner, or the type of organization involved. So the user organizations will probably exploit the innovations in their own business processes, so they will implement industrialized versions of the Clusters 2.0 solutions, while the companies, the ICT companies or consultant companies will bring these innovations out into the market, developing new products and services. After the project conclusion, the solutions will not be ready for market. So there are for sure other investments to be done, and depending on the type of solution, these investments should be private, public. In certain cases, for example, in the Clux case, it's necessary to have a huge public investment, public sector investment behind that to make it fly, while others are more private investments to develop the industrialized solution and bring it to the market. People, normal citizens will not benefit directly from Cluster 2.0 because this is a logistics project that's typically a business-to-business sector, but they will have huge indirect benefits in terms of less pollution, in terms of more efficient transport of goods. That's ever more important due to the e-commerce explosion, and less traffic in their cities. So those are the benefits.